Welcome to the Service MVP podcast, and my name is Joe Crisara, America's Service Sales Coach, and I'm here with two really great friends who I recently met about a year and a half ago at our True Grit event, and they were very kind and generous to come to our event in Las Vegas, and they have experienced some personal growth, so I'm here to help share their journey. We have Trina and Rocky Lozano. Hey guys, welcome to our program. They're from Air One Services in Colton, California.
Hey, good morning, Joe. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure to have you guys here. It's I knew from the moment. There's always something that's like love at first sight, and I think we had that the moment I met you guys. I knew I kind of fell in love with what you were doing, and you guys have had 17 years of experience running this business, and you were involved in a lot of best practice groups. You guys want to give us a little bit of a thumbnail as to how you got started with this thing for few minutes, and give us a little bit of the story, the backstory about how you guys started your business, and then we'll get into some of the successful things you've been doing to elevate yourself recently. But go ahead and tell us how you originally got into this and discovered that being a husband and wife team would be a great idea together. Go ahead and tell us that.
Okay, well, I'll go real quick, and then Trina can finish the story. What we did is we started 17 years ago, of course, out of our home, and we started because as every tech thinks is the boss is making all the money. So I went on my own, and I soon realized that it wasn't as easy as I thought it was. But we've been in business for about 17 years, and Trina was also working. She was a manager at PetSmart. So after about a year of service, I couldn't answer the phones and do calls. So I asked her to come and join me. So she came over kindly and joined me for the last 16 years now. Mm-hmm. She did everything as far as doing all the billing and everything, but for the last 16 years she's been my partner here, helping me figure everything out. We wouldn't, I would say necessarily we wouldn't call it a business until maybe 5 years ago or 4 years ago, till we figured out exactly. I was just a tech, think I was making some kind of money. But what would you say, Trina? How would you say we started here?
Yeah. So we sort of started with thinking that business was just knowing the technical side of things. Mm-hmm. So I worked at PetSmart. I was a dog groomer, so I went from taking care of dogs to taking care of technicians and helping in the office, but not knowing too much, knowing very similar. And I think what Rocky said was very, very, very true. It wasn't until we became a part of a best practice and started learning more about business, it was amazing. It helped us a lot. But a friend of ours had told us about Service MVP and Uncle Joe, and I had a lot of questions, a lot of actually doubts, but did feel like there was something a little missing from the field, and heard about True Grit and heard about it from a vendor, and was very curious and just really, really wanted to go. And so then when I sat in at True Grit in Vegas, I was like, this is it. I really feel like what is missing. We were actually like front and center. Remember, we were front and center.
You're in the front row. You were, exactly.
That's where I was supposed to see me right there in the front. And I really felt like, wow, I feel like this is what's missing. This is really what the techs need. It just really had my buy-in. It really did. And so that's sort of what got us in our service MVP journey.
Well, you have to tell me now, Trina, since you've you groom dogs and now you groom young men to become service technicians. What's easier? Is the dogs follow your orders a little bit? Sit straight on that table a little bit easier than the technicians do, or what's the story there?
Well, I don't know.
Depends on the dog. It depends on the technician, I guess, right? There's some wild dogs in either one of them. Might get everything. Get a little wolf in them, right?
Yeah.
They call that. That's funny. I didn't know you were in that pet grooming or that part of the business, and that's of course I could have figured it that you were in something, because she's such a kind and giving person. That's all I've ever experienced from both of you. So definitely, you definitely in that kind of like we're caring PetSmart or pet care is a great way of putting it. Of course, the technicians are the real live animals, so we're trying to take care of there, right? But truthfully, so what is it that some of the key things that you've been through other? I know around the country, I do mention your name, and it comes up there. People know you guys. You've been in other best practice groups, and I think it's a building thing. It's not like that. Not like that was a waste. Everything you've done builds up to a certain point. Tell us about the steps on the journey, and has it been valuable? Because maybe if you heard us the first time, it might not have been as impactful if you didn't already try something else. It makes sense there. I think there's a reason why the journey made sense to you, Trina. Does that make sense? Trina, you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about the ring of truth, or some of the things you heard that made you feel like this is something that would be specifically the missing piece for us in a way? What was it specifically you might have heard, the ring of truth, if you will, that was there?
I think it was the way that you presented options, that it was about the customer, the way that you communicated that to the customer, the 6 options. I still can remember like the verbal packaging. I still remember the Harvard study about presenting, and we gave 3 options at that time. And I remember then you said about the 6 options, the percentage of the people that went towards the middle, about pure motives. I still remember Ken Goodrich. I had always heard about Ken Goodrich, and you had Ken Goodrich on the stage speaking, so I was very impressed by that. That really was it. I specifically had certain texts in mind that I knew, I felt that they had that missing piece, and I wasn't like, oh, I just want to get rid of these people, because it wasn't that necessarily. I wanted to help them to be successful, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Rocky, what was it like when you went back and started to teach this to the guys, and you had your own experience? Can you tell us a little bit about that? And move over to your right a little bit, Rocky, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, there. You're halfway off the screen. Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah.
We're sharing a screen here together.
I get that. It's good. You guys are good looking couple. It's good. Yeah.
In a photo booth when you're kids, right? We're trying to get
That's
it. You know what? Trina was really encouraging me. I was looking at a video that you guys just posted again online with you and Shreya talking about one of the biggest obstacles you guys face is when someone says, how the heck are we going to build 6 options? And I kind of fell in that same category. I went back and I was thinking, how do I build them? But as we learned the program, right, and as we went to total immersion, because I think that was our second step, was to totally get immersed in it. So myself and Andrew and Richard, we all went and we learned how to actually build them. And what we did is we took that building block and we brought it back to the guys, and then we started to help them. And remarkably, 6 options is not very difficult if you have the plan that you guys offer, man. I'll be fully honest. You guys give us the building blocks. There's a lot of things as far as warranty, service, there was a lot of missing pieces that we were not offering within those 3 options. In other words, it would have created 10 if we really sat down and thought about it. But now it's pretty simple to build 6 as far as offering the service and also the warranty in that, because we let them choose, of course, right? And it has been fun. The guys are constantly learning too, and we're building 6 options, still to this day, and we're still helping the guys out on the field now that we're also doing call by call.
Well, I do remember you guys coming to Total Immersion, and that it was a initial, uptick. Now you know how to do it, and Richard, your son, and Andrew start doing it, and you even were jumping in on this, and you can see it. But then there's the part we're here to talk about today, actually, what the subject of this is. Sustaining growth with call by call was what I'm going to call this segment today. The call by call management, I think, is the kind of like the glue that makes sure that not only are the primary family of Andrew, Richard, and Rocky and Trina believing in this, and even your other family members who are part of the team, but all the other people who are on still part of the team, but maybe they're not as quite as committed to this family, to kind of ensure that commitment with call by call management. So recently we had Andrew and Rocky come to a class here in Los Angeles and Culver City, and they went to that call-by-call management class. So talk about that a little bit, Rocky. What did you experience when you thought you knew what call-by-call was about? What was the difference in what you thought you knew and what you actually found out here when you came to that training?
When we went, you had one of these special classes that we attended, and you and I had a conversation, and I was unsure if I was going to go, and you said, "Hey, Rocky, the devil's in the details," and I said, "Joe, you're absolutely right. I need to go see you," and we set it up, and then Andrew and I came out. I think we decided on a Thursday or Friday prior, because the meeting started on Monday, so 2 days later we were in your class. As we got in the class, I realized, I'll be honest, Joe, I came in with an attitude of I wasn't too sure, but by the end of the class, I was very glad that I did show up. And the reason for that is because there were so many elements that we were missing. There were so many key factors in growth and using the program. I truly believe that this is what you do after about a year as your guys grow in total immersion. They get through the classes. This is the next building block that you build upon, is the call by call. And as we went, we realized that, oh, we weren't doing that. Oh, we weren't doing this. A lot of things were falling through the cracks simply just on the service call as where we're going, who's the customer, looking at the options. We were letting the guys just build the options as they go. And there really wasn't too much accountability there as far as building the options on the 6 options. And how they were building them was important, right? We were just kind of letting them just go build their 6 options. They were building them, but how accurately were they building them? We found out that there was a lot of just guidance needed in that. And thank God for Andrew. And we learned that. We learned about even looking at the call, building the options, and also the observation. The observations were very important because we weren't building the observation as far as building the options. The options we were getting pretty much down, but we weren't necessarily building the observations, and even presenting that to the customers is what we found out that we weren't doing. And that is probably one of the golden nuggets that we picked up there.
So you did this right before the summer, right? And and there's ebbs and flows in the business, like the amount of calls we get, sometimes they're down. Like I think this year, a lot of people are experiencing a slower amount of calls coming in. Was that be characterized? The whole industry is, I think, kind of it's not an uptick this year, I would say. Would that be fair to say there for you guys too, as far as the amount of actual opportunities that are coming in?
Correct.
I would say only in August.
Correct.
We have pretty much been, our technicians have had 2 calls per day, pretty much through April, May, June, July, and August. And every single month we've been up in our sales every single month. July was our best month. We exceeded it, and we had an amazing gross margin and a 20% net profit, and the best month recorded in Air One history. So
that is awesome. Well, it's I think that's it. It's not about doing more calls. It's about doing more on the call you got, right, Rocky? I think sometimes when it slows down a little bit, it provides an opportunity, an inventory of time to focus more on each client. Would you say that's a fair statement, Rocky? Could you give us your thoughts on that?
I would definitely say that. It's not, of course, Joe, like you said, it's not volume. And our guys love it here. So there is a quality of life when we do the call by call that I see within our company now. Instead of giving your guy 10 calls, I mean, literally you can give him 5 or 6 calls, but you're just running him mad.
Yeah.
And he's working too much overtime. He's tired. He's not spending time with his wife. So it's surprising me when we hire people, and even for our culture now with our existing employees, we're giving them 2 to 3 calls a day max. And what they're doing is they're realizing that they can take their time, really offer the service of just look at everything as far as design, install, just find really do a thorough observation within that instead of just blow and go. Hey, I got to go in, look at this unit. Hey, man, I'll be back. And not offering the service that they really pay for. And what that does as well is that eliminates, taking our time eliminates callbacks. So you might not necessarily pay for it in the front, but you're going to pay for it in the back later on. because you're going to have to go back because the customer is probably going to be upset with you if something else goes wrong. And we were missing that. A lot of times we weren't doing a thorough job, and we were creating dysfunction within ourselves. So this helped us, Andrew and I, it's helped us to really go through the process of the call and take our time and to do it right.
Trina, could you speak a little bit? I know somebody who loves our beloved pets like you do, and cares for them so much, and have a lot of care and respect. It's got to pass the smell test for you to live with this in your culture, right? Like you have to, because even if we made more money, but you didn't, you're trying to avoid your clients in a grocery store, you wouldn't want to live like that. I know you. So tell us a little bit about the impact on the culture in terms of it is more successful financially, but how has it impacted the way people feel about the management? Because some people think it might be micromanaging to do call by call managing. Could you explain a little bit about that? Because I want you to give everybody some your viewpoint on that, if you don't mind.
For the call by call?
Yeah.
I think you have to have the right person in the right position. I think Andrew is the right person in that position. And if you have somebody in that position that your technician know is a support, that's helping them to create the correct options, that's going to help them to be successful, that is going to help give the customer the right solutions, and that it's going to help that technician to succeed, because you're helping the customer to make the choice, right? And then what we really do too is when we celebrate our reviews, when they see those reviews coming in, and you know, and then we spiff the guys on the reviews and give shout outs for the reviews, and then they see that good culture coming, then, you know, I think it's a big team win for everyone. So if you have somebody that's going to micromanager and the culture is, oh, you know, look at what you're doing, then yeah, that sort of would mess it up. But if you put somebody there that's actually a support, and from the get-go, Joe, you told us, hey, you're going to have this huddle every morning, and you're going to have this mantra every morning, and you're going to talk about, you know, your successes and your lessons learned. And, you know, we did that. Now we're really into role playing, and we really, like, Rocky has created this whole schedule on training, and everybody's training and everybody's role playing, and you really make that a part of your team that coincides with the call by call. And I think people really feel cared for, and you just want to make sure that you're doing that, you know. I think
how has it impacted reviews by the clients? Have you seen the reviews more stable, or how's that impacted the reviews?
I think, well, we're at a 4.9, and I think like a month and a half ago we were at 600. Right now we're at 667. We got a 1-star review the other day, and I hustled so hard with this lady to let me tell you, changed that 1-star review to a 5-star review, and I think that was better than having that 1-star review, because
right.
She ended up changing it to a 5-star review, and I think a competitor went on there and liked that 1-star review, and I bet you that their head gaskets are blowing that she changed that to a 5-star review.
Yeah. I look at my reviews on Service MVP. Same thing. It's like I got 4.9. I'm like, what's going on with where's the what? It's like you could have 4,999 good reviews, but if there's one, it's like who doesn't like us? it's like what about the 4,999 who do, though, right? It's like we're the same thing. I got 234, and we get the 5-star reviews keep piling in for I think it's like when you give better service, and the service is because you care, and you don't just let bad reviews go by the wayside. You dig in and try to make sure you help that person is the motivation. The pure motives, which is to anticipate that what people are going to need and providing it for them. It sounds like certainly something you guys have believed in and lived the pure motives there. It sounds like to me, right? Is that fair enough, you guys?
I listened from learning from other best practices group, but really from Service MVP. I listened to this customer. I thanked her for allowing us and really meant it. Like, thank you for allowing us, took responsibility. We trained on it. I sent Manuel back out to fix something. Manuel's like he's our closer.
Yeah.
We gave her a gift card to go out to eat. She went back and changed that 5-star review, and we won a customer back over.
Nice.
We went back and changed
Yeah,
it. So
I can't figure who my one bad review is. It wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even that bad. It's like Joe didn't get back to me. I'm like, who is this person? I'm trying to dig in and find it, but I can't find it because it wasn't somebody that we actually knew. But anyway, and people say you should call Cassandra Webster, who knows the game. I said, it's okay. One bad one's not gonna. It gives me more. I get motivated from the one bad one. Just that one sticks in my throat.
Examining too. Examine yourself. See what you're missing because you're not perfect, but. What's a good part of that is that we took the system, the performance coaching in order to take that responsibility. So, I mean, that is just a growth within our company. Just knowing that, just to take accountability is big, even for business owners and our guys. And it just works out really well because now we can pass it to our customers.
Yeah.
If you looked at all the things you guys have learned from the call-by-call management, the performance coaching, the service, the pure motives, or the total immersion system, what do you think is the thing that lives every day that you guys are really? Is it really the pure motives, or what is it that you say you're constantly every day kind of ritualizing in a way to make sure that we do this every day? What's a part you would say of the program we have that you put into life every day to make sure that, and I don't care what happens today, this is happening for sure? What would you say it would be like? Rocky, for you first, and then Trina, you can give us something in a second.
You know what? I think just kind of what we do in the morning is part of what we do every day, but it starts with that, with our wins and our lessons learned. And then afterwards, of course, we ask the guys, once they go through that, do you feel respected? And I think that brings up, do you feel that you're respected, that you're listened to? That's important. Sometimes, I mean, especially for guys, because we have a lot of guys here, right? Maybe they don't.
Yeah.
No, maybe they don't have. Maybe they're not listened to wherever their reality. So when they come here, we give them respect, and we ask them that at the end of the meeting. Do you feel respected in there? And I think that brings just a culture to our company.
I mean, because what you're doing in that is you're not only getting the 5-star customer reviews, but you're getting the 5-star internal customer reviews, which is probably even more important, that the people on our team feel like they're being supported and cared for and respected as well there too. Trina, what do you think on that?
I think just having pure motives, really honestly, in what you do for people. There's a lot of things you can do in business. Like you were saying, you can make money and you can do all of those things. You can be $100 million company, which, we all want to be. We all want to be successful, but I think you need to care about people. You need to care about your customers. You need to care about your team. For me, that's one of the most important things. I want to make sure that people can take care of their families and that we do good for our customers, our seniors. I just want to do right by people and make sure people know they're cared for. Yeah.
That's good. Well, I think what's going to equal is a legacy that you guys have always imagined making and creating there, and definitely you're building that one day at a time. And I thank you for your time today. I know you're probably very busy today, and I thank you. And a hot day here in August, probably where you got located out here where I'm at. We're in the entitled part of Los Angeles. I would say you guys live where the real people are at, where it's like people really sweat over there in that area. But over here we have a little bit lighter. We're living the easy life over here. But definitely thank you. Thanks for taking time for two of you to come here, and thanks for being the biggest thing. I thought I would make a client out of you two when I first met you at True Grit. I didn't realize I was going to have two really great friends that would be a lifetime friendship. So thank you so much for that. I know it's only a year and a half, but I feel like I can't imagine how our friendship would ever come to an end. I think I'm always going to give that. You guys will always give that to each other. And thank you so much for being that. I appreciate that for you guys.
Well, you as well, Joe. You are our friend. And we thank you for the support. We really do, because you have really impacted our company more than you could imagine.
Yes, thank you, Joe.
It is who we are and who we become. And thank you for that, man. You know,
It's my pleasure, and definitely it's like you can bring them, bring the horse to the water, but thank God you guys are drinking it. That's the part that matters, right? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm going to end this right now, but thank you so much, everybody. See you on the next podcast. We'll see you next time.
Thank
thank
you.
you, Joe.